D4.
D4, knight F3. Knight F3, the most solid move. Remember my theory, I said
C4.
you play knight F3, G3, bishop G2, castle. You
And
castle
that's
on
Blitz.
move 4, that's very nice, yes, that's what you do in Blitz. C4, knight C6, B3, like against Grishuk? No, knight C3, E5. That's a very solid setup. G6, bishop to G7, castle, and knight G to E7. Right. That's very flexible and very solid setup. A3, black goes A5.
This is really the opening we've seen the most, I feel like.
Well, you mean white setup, because black was reacting differently.
White setup, of course.
Yeah, black was reacting differently, but yes, indeed, we had a lot of English openings. Now, knight E1 might be puzzling to some players, but knight E1 goes to C2, E3, and D5.
Beautiful spot for the knight.
Black, yeah, well, got control over center with E5 and C5, but on the other hand, black somewhat weakened D5 square. Knight C2, D6, D3. Not sure why D3 and not knight E3. Bishop E6, and now he's just in time to play knight D5. This is surprising because I thought knight E3 has to be the move, because now he kind of has a wrong knight on D5.
And what will you do with a C2 knight?
You can put it on E3, but black wants to play B5, so that was my point. So instead of knight D5, his last move, yes, he could play knight C2 to E3, and then knight E3 to D5, and the other knight would remain on C3. And now he has to exchange a knight. Knight E7, and black is still ready to play B5. White is first to play B2, B4, though. Well, now the question is, I mean, usually what happens, black just swaps everything. Yeah, that's what he does. Black swaps everything and goes B5, normally equalizing, but I'm not sure what's the evaluation here. B5 or D5, that's another move. Well, it's strange that Maxime spends quite some time here, because it might be still a theoretical position.
B5,
not the most exciting, of course. C takes, rook takes. I mean, it could be once again something symmetrical. Is that a Carson's game?
Yes.
Ah, well. Such a lot of stuff happens in Carson's game. And here we have just a symmetrical position with...
Do you want to switch?
Seemingly no advantage for Karjakin and, well, no advantage for Maxime Vachier-Lagrave as well.
Switch.
I think if we have a chance, we should switch. Unless... No, I mean, it looks like Karjakin will...
Yeah, there can be, of course, things happening here as well, but... in Carlsen, Bosiosic,
we are not in time to switch, because Magnus Carlsen wins already. He won already against Marin Bosiosic, and Carlsen finishes on how many? 10 out of 12 after the first day.
Magnus Carlsen beats the surprise player of the event, Marin Bosiosic.
And look, what are results? So Carlsen scored 11 points in rapid out of 15 rounds. Now he has 10 after 12, and he might be not even a leader. So, well, a lot of decided games in Blitz, much more the quarter of decided games compared to rapid. And this will be a draw.
This is once again Karjakin, Vachier.
Very, very solid. Both of them are so solid.
But that will mean once again that Carlsen and Karjakin are tied for first place.
Yes, on 10 points. Who is playing for win? That would be my question here. Both again. Knight A6. No, it doesn't look like Karjakin's playing for a win. He sort of tries to repeat moves. Does Maxime play for win? Not sure. With bishop on G7 not doing particularly much. It was queen on Queen C8. Yeah, I mean, that was a funny thing.
Queen A7, Queen C8.
And actually, I have to say, I don't know what's wrong with Queen A7.
And they repeat moves.
Yeah, so that was not particularly interesting, so we apologize, it was our bad. But